Hello everyone, my name is Annabelle and today we will be filming making a recipe called Cheese and Vegemite Scrolls. It's just a good thing to have in your lunchbox to take to school. So first things that we'll be needing are some pastry. So depending on how many you want to make, this one would make about 20 I'd say, just 2 rolls of it. And you'll be needing a paintbrush and 1 egg beaten. So we'll do that in the process. And then you need a baking tray, some baking paper, and then about 1/4 cup of Vegemite. I've just got that much in there with mine. And then we have our cheese. I don't know how much you like to put in it, but I like mine very cheesy, so that's what we'll be doing. Okay, so the first step, we're going to start off with beating the egg. So just crack the egg into the bowl, and then we'll start whisking. Go. Make sure you have the oven preheated to 222 degrees, and then you want to make sure you get your parents to do this or someone if you don't know how to use the oven. And then your next step is to grab your pastry. So it might be a good idea to put it onto a board so it doesn't stick onto the kitchen. And then with our Vegemite, grab a knife and just dip it in, depending on how much Vegemite you like. If you're a bit of a Vegemite fan, then you might like to do it like this. So we're just going to cover this. Okay, so as you can see, we've just covered the Vegemite over the top of it. And next you want to do your cheese. So you're going to need about a cup of cheese, I'd say, altogether, but I'm just going to grab it straight from the bag and sprinkle it on there, like so. So in our cheese creation here, we've actually run out of the cheese, but as a nice alternative, you can actually put a different kind of cheese on there. And today I'm just using Parmesan cheese, but you can use it whatever cheese you'd like to use. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this just for a bit of extra taste on there. Beautiful. Okay, and now our next step might be a bit tricky, but you've got to give it your best shot. So we're going to roll the pastry. So starting from the edge nearest to you, we're going to roll them this way, just into little rolls. And you make sure that you don't do it too tightly, so make sure you're giving it plenty of room. So that's 1, 2, 3, I'd say, just like that. And then with the next one, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and our next step now is to put these onto the chopping board, and you'll need a knife for this part, so you might want a parent to help you again. And you can cut it into even proportions. So depending on how big you'd like them, I just want mine to be a little mini ones, so I'm just going to cut them like this. And make sure they're equal as well. So per roll for mine, I'll get about 5 out of that, so you can make them smaller if you'd like. And that's what we do. Now this is where the egg comes into it. So with our beaten egg, what we want to do is get the sides out where you can see the cheese and the Vegemite, and you just dip your brush in and just put it on there. So when it cooks, it's going to come out nice and golden. I'm going to do it to both sides today, like that. So as you can see here, I've actually added the egg white all over. So not just on the edges, I've done it all over. So this is going to make them even more crunchy, which is what we want. So the next step is to get the baking paper and the spray. So if you have any of this cooking spray, just put that right on top like this. And this will just stop any sticking on the baking paper. And then about that much. And just rip that off and place it down. And then we're going to start putting these all on here. You need to have 2 trays with this because these are going to puff up a lot. They're not going to look like this when they're done. So that's 1 tray. And then over to the second one. And then we'll bring these ones over to here. And now you might need some help with this next part as well, because the oven is going to be very hot at this stage. So we want to make sure we're careful not to burn ourselves. So, might like to get your oven mitt out to open the oven and pull out the shelf and put your first lot of pastries in. And then we grab our second. So 15 to 20 minutes after you've put them in the oven, it's time to open it up to have a look if they're ready. Ooh, and they're looking nice and done here, so you can have a look here. And all you have to do after that is put them on a wire rack and let them sit for 5 minutes. And that is how you make cheese and Vegemite scrolls, and you can have them either served warm or cold in your school lunch. And don't forget to clean up when you're done. Thank you.